So what do you do when you get that awful IRS notice? Well, first of all, don't have a panic attack. The fact is that the IRS has many types of notices, which often can be easily handled through the mail. For example, there may be an innocent mistake on your tax return, such as the wrong amount from a 1099 form. Let's face it, the tax preparation process is far from fun or easy, so it's common for there to be flubs. The IRS is not immune from errors, so if you disagree with a notice, you can respond in writing. This means providing a concise explanation of your position supported by any documentation like checks or receipts. You'll also need to include the tear-off portion of the notice, which is at the bottom of the letter. Make sure you mail this to the address that is listed on the top left corner of the notice and do not miss the deadline. For the most part, expect a response in a month or so. Also, keep copies of your documentation and your notice. The IRS is a massive bureaucracy, which means things can get lost. If you get an email or text message from the IRS and it's a threatening notice, be very careful. This may actually be a scam. The reason? Well, keep in mind the IRS only sends notices through the U.S. Postal Service. So if you get anything digitally and it says it's an IRS notice, it's a pretty good chance it's not. Unfortunately, there are some IRS notices that are much more serious. One example is an audit, which may be at a local IRS office or perhaps at your home or business. With an audit, the focus is on an examination of your tax return to see if you properly reported income as well as claim legitimate deductions or credits. The process can be stressful and time-consuming, and the costs can be burdensome in terms of the tax owed, interest charged, and penalties. Another case of a very serious IRS notice is if the IRS is threatening collections, such as a garnishment of your wages, liens, or the seizure of your assets. All these really need the help of a qualified tax professional. It is understandable to be downright scared of the IRS, and while it's tempting to ignore a notice, this is really the worst thing you can do. The IRS has tremendous powers, especially with collections. In other words, if you get an IRS notice, it's something that needs to be made a priority. Missing deadlines only worsens the situation, and you'll likely have to pay even more in the end. So if you have any questions, my firm, which is Pathway Tax, can help out. We have experts that know how to deal with the tough IRS actions you may face. And we also provide a free initial consultation.